Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comics for March 12th, 2025. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, I think you guys came to the right place. And if you ever considered becoming a member of my YouTube channel, super easy. Just go onto my homepage, hit that join button, and then once you do that, you'll have 3 tiers to choose from. And as low as 99 cents, you can get early access to my videos, you can get stickers, you can get badges to flex how long you've been a member for. So, of course, it's much appreciated. So with that being said, let's go on to the book that's on the hot seat. And the book that's on the hot seat this week winds up going to, yes, Iron Man issue 6. It is tied to the One World Under Doom storyline. So that's why I am trying Iron Man once again. I'm not saying it's going to be any good. That's why I am putting it on the hot seat this week. The legacy numbering here is 676, and this is a $4 comic book. Moving on to the book that's on the rise, we got West Coast Avengers issue 5. I'm not gonna lie, guys, when it comes to the West Coast Avengers book, I feel like each issue has been getting a little bit better. Issue 4 focused around Blue Bolt and Firestar, I should say. And it was a pretty good book, and I like seeing kind of the frustration that Firestar is going through. So definitely a book I would recommend. And it looks like Flag Smasher is going to be in this issue. So this one is 32 pages, $4. All right, next we move on to the book. Oh no, next we just move on to number 10. And number 10 goes to Deadpool issue 12. Solid book right now, as it is crossing over with Miles Morales Spider-Man. And we get to see Miles Morales and Deadpool go at each other. You have to read a couple issues back to figure out why, right? But Cody Ziegler does write both books, and I think he does both characters really well. However, I do like the Deadpool series better, and if you haven't read a Deadpool series in a while, I definitely recommend it because you got Taskmaster in it. He trains Deadpool's daughter, so that's pretty cool. 32 pages, $4. So if you're wondering why I'm in the car doing this, well, it's been one hell of a week, and I am so far behind on video shooting. I'm sitting here in the car line, right, waiting to pick up my daughter, and I'm using my tablet for notes, and we're just sitting here doing this video. This is the most like jerry-rigged production ever, but I'm getting it out there for you guys. And number 9 goes to Aquaman. This is issue 3. That's right, guys. Aquaman's been pretty good. I like the first issue. Second issue is quite interesting. Not really sure what's going on with the whole, like, he went through this gate, and he wound up going into this swampy land, and he came across this woman, and it all had to deal with the red and the green, and now there's the blue, and it's all like very Swamp Thing-ish. So it definitely intrigues me. It's written by Jeremy Adams. This one is 32 pages for the price of $4. And coming in at number 8, we have The Moon is Following Us. This is issue 7. So when it came to this issue, our last issue, we had Sam and Duncan there, and they kind of got the realistic picture of kind of how things should be in this fantasy world, and an unlikely ally helped them along the way to come to that fruition, right? It's Penny's nightmares. So how is this whole thing going to actually conclude? I don't know. We'll see. But I really liked the last issue. It was solid. This one is $4. Moving on to number 7, we have Green Lantern Corps issue 2. This book was actually really good. However, I don't think it was for like everybody, because it was a jumping on point. And if you were a new reader, right, you'll be like, oh, okay, cool, I get who these characters are. If you're an old reader, you're kind of like, yeah, I know this guy, and I know that guy, and I know this guy. But it was kind of cool to see like where all these characters are and what's going on in the story. The artwork was pretty solid, and I love seeing Sinestro in the last issue. So obviously Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern are going to kind of intertwine quite a bit. That's why they both exist. Looking forward to this issue. 32 pages for the price of $4. All right, moving on to number 6. We have Redcoat. This is issue 10. So I think this one is not a story arc, but I think it's another one-shot, because the last one had to deal with Johnny Appleseed, and now we have the most famous sharpshooter of the Wild West, and she hits like a bullseye. So, and I think like Simon Pure has like the hots for this chick. So I don't know. We'll see, man. But nevertheless, I think it could be a fun issue once again. And hopefully we get back on the story arcs very soon. This one is a $4 comic and doesn't give me a page count. So I think 32. Coming in at number 5, we have Void Rivals issue 17. So this story that's going on right now is quite interesting. Yes, it's connected to the Energon universe. We're learning more and more about this civilization, this species, right, on how they're like connected to the Energon. And we have a very like uneasy, it's not an alliance between these two races, but it's like there's this settlement that they're kept apart with each other, and every single issue you learn a little bit more about like the lore and everything that's going on and how they're connected to the Transformers and all this other stuff. So it's been really interesting here, and I feel like we're getting to the part of the story where it's going to pay off really soon. So I'm looking forward to it. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 4, we have All New Venom. This is issue 4. This book is fun. I like it. I don't know if some people might not like it, but when it comes to the mystery of the character on who is the All New Venom, some may not give a crap. I do. I think it's kind of fun to have that mystery element. Dylan is the detective here. Paul is the asshole that nobody likes, and it's written that way. And you're led to believe that it's not Madam Mask, and you're led to believe that it's not Luke Cage as of right now. But by issue 5, we're going to get that reveal, and in that variant cover, in the main cover, it looks like a little person, right? And you're like, I'm not sure. So who could it be? I still think it's Paul. Could be completely wrong, but we'll see. This one is 32 pages, $5. Top 3, here we go. Absolute Spider-Man, Absolute Superman. This is issue 5. So this is pretty cool, man. I've been enjoying this. We've get to see this versions of Omega Men in the last issue. We got to see who those characters were, and I was like, oh man. And then there was one mystery character that you still don't know who it is. We get to see Lois, who's trying to search for Clark and try to get answers. We've gotten stories from Krypton. We got a lot of little stuff. The artwork is really good in this series. It's just fun, and I really enjoy it, and I always can't wait for the next issue. So this one is 32 pages for the price of $5. Moving on to number 2. And number 2 goes to Geiger. This is issue 12. Geiger's always a fun read. I absolutely enjoy this bad boy. We've gotten to see Geiger kind of try to search for a cure with his new family, like with Barney the dog and Zigzag the zebra and Nate the nuclear knight, and now they got Joe with them as well. And there was a cure presented to him, and he didn't like it. He didn't like the way it was administered. He didn't like how he felt like he was kept prison, and he was letting out all this anger and frustration. And meanwhile, his allies that are close to him are getting frustrated as well. And it's like, I want him to comply because I don't want his family to leave him, because that's what makes this book so good. And I love the female, you would say, Geiger as well. Her name, what was it? Ash Darden or something like that. And we thought at first she was a man, but she's a female, and she's a badass, and I love that. So this book is really super good. I love it. $4 comic book. All right. And then, like usual, at number 1, we're not done, as we do have my noteworthy comic books to talk about, because just the pure reason that I want to talk about those books. This list is my list. It's not your list, per se, so I need to let you know there's other books coming out. I am so, like, thrown off doing this video in the car. I don't even know what I'm saying. But my number 1 most anticipated is Transformers issue 18. Shit just starts to hit the fan here, guys. We got the Autobots versus Decepticons versus something. And listen, based off of what happened in the last issue, if you read it, there's a particular villain that looks like he's going to make his appearance here. He's losing another Decepticon to see. Dude, it's gonna go crazy, man. I think it's gonna go insane. We also got introduced to the newest Autobot that Cliffjumper created, and it's Daniel Warren Johnson's creation. There's just so much stuff going on in that comic book, dude. Oh, I can't wait. $4. All right, here we go. Noteworthy comic books. The first one we're talking about is The Amazing Spider-Man 69, bro. That's right. This death storyline just does not end. Is this the last issue of it? Because it just needs to be over already. Then we have the continuation of the X-Manhunt stuff. We got X-Men issue 13. We have X-Factor issue 8. We have Phoenix issue 9. We have Hellhunters issue 4. We have Helverine now, issue 4. And then we have Star Wars Legacy of Vader, issue 2. And then we have Namor, issue 8. Next, we have DC Comics, Superman Action Comics, issue 1084. Batman and Robin, issue 19. We have Batman Dark Patterns, this is issue 4. DC vs. Vampires, World War V, issue 7. And then we have Black Lightning, issue 5. Then we move on to those indie comic books. We have Spawn, issue 362. Rogue Sun, a new jumping on point for the series, issue 25. We have Snot Girl, issue 19. We have Assorted Crisis Events. This is a new series, issue 1. And then we have Witchblade. This is issue 9. Moving on with more Spawn stuff, we have Violator Origin, issue 6. And then we have Jeremy Adams, Flash Gordon, issue 7. So there you guys have it. Some way, somehow, I wound up completing the video this week. And now I just got to edit it. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you more content somewhere on this screen. And of course, guys, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting. Always remember, read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.